We are going to paint a box with our green, like our green avocado. So you can take some time to find a nice yellow green. I kind of have one in my palette already. Something more like that. And you're going to make one box in this yellow green, and you're going to paint the whole rectangle in this yellow green color. So speaking about value, just as we did last week, this is pretty light value. I think the darkest is around 30%. So I typically step my value in 5 steps when I think about it. And in the beginning, it has a lot more water. It's like 5% paint, 95% water. And then we keep going and kind of scaling up to 30% paint, and then 50% paint, and then 75% paint, and then 95% paint. So all these different values and consistencies are something that over time, the more you use, the more you'll get familiar with. Typically, when we start painting, we paint around this 30% marker, and then we can go deeper and darker like we did last week with our strawberries. So now I'll paint another rectangle, and I'm going to leave a circle in the center of it. Fill in the rest with our green. It's always kind of fun. This one we'll think about doing more looser, so as we'll do with our actual avocados. So for a looser style, you kind of you like inject it with more stuff that makes it like more variable, more variation. So for instance, I just laid down that green square. Now I'm going to pick up some water on my brush and just drop it in to that green part. And it will push the green away and create these blooms with these really jagged edges, and just kind of create some texture and some variation. And then you can even go back in with more color. Maybe you want to drop in some more green, and in the areas where it's mainly dry, the green will sit, and the areas that are wet, the green will bloom. And you can help that along by tipping your page. So just letting yourself kind of experiment. I have a feeling that's going to be a little bright for our avocado, but who knows? We'll see when we open it. By this time, our first square has mainly dried. So we're going to go back into it, and we're going to put our pit on over this green. So it has some tiny fuzzy edges, meaning that the green is a little, or the paper is a little bit damp, but for the most part, kind of sits pretty much where I put it. And now for this one, we can go in and just very carefully go around our circle and leave a little white band in between the green and the brown. And over here, I got a little bit close, too close, and it started to bloom into the pit part of your avocado. And I'm gonna leave that. I think this one, like I said we're gonna do a little bit looser. So if that happens, it's okay. You can always, if you want to, push it back into its place. And then I'll take some water and dab it down and see it push the brown away. Okay, so two different kind of ways. One a little bit cleaner, and also we're layering and glazing, and one a little bit looser. Although this is getting a little too crazy, so I'll push it back for our practice, okay?
Is glazing just